today I was shooting my Draco after I just kitted it out with a beautiful blonde dong that I love to grab upon, fixed stock, and a Zvook suppressor that I can't get on because the threads are too tight, so it's just going to stay on for the full video. Anyway, it got me thinking. Just saw a really cool video by Gorillas in the Mist. If you don't follow that channel, awesome. It's such a unique, rare channel. I don't think anyone's doing it like these guys are doing it, and they're going to be at KB, so I'm super excited to see that. But they had a video kind of going over like an AK buyer's guide, and they had a hilarious section where they're talking about Dracos. What is a Draco? What is not a Draco? And, you know, I was watching that video going, yeah, I probably couldn't make a video like that, but damn it, I'm going to try. So this is a huge shout out. I thought it would be cool to talk about my setup and just what is a Draco? Where did they come from? And is this just an AK short barrel thing that was sold to Americans, or does it have some history in Romania? It does, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that and just why the Draco is actually a very cool, sometimes slept on gun. And there's only one Draco, and that is this one right here. So let's go ahead and get into it. Huge shout out to the GITM channel. They're going to be at Kalash Bash this year. Go check them out. Those dudes can freaking rock and roll with AKs. They really know their stuff. So let's talk Dracos. Woo. Damn. That thing shoots so good. And can we just take a minute to appreciate that Bosnian 2 rib? Cool mag. With a very cool history. This Draco probably doesn't look like what you're used to. You are used to a Draco with very like blonde wood furniture without a dong. No stock, just a flat back end cap with a 12 to 12.5 inch barrel. Sometimes there's like little variances. And they've got this very unique combination block. Combo block meaning it's a gas block and a front sight post at the same time, so they call it a combo block. That is a Draco that you probably see in stores, gun shows, all over the place, maybe some rap videos. That's a Draco. What is not a Draco are the M92s, the M85s, crinks. Anything that is not the Romanian imported Draco is not a Draco, but we kind of call everything short barrel Draco, so I guess that's where that came from. You will see mini and micro Dracos on the market. The mini having a slightly shorter barrel, the micro having almost no barrel. The mini and the micro, that's totally an American market thing that was made for us. That is not a clone of any military Romanian AK at all, but the actual OG full-size Romanian Draco with the 12-ish inch barrel actually can trace its roots back to Romania in the early 60s, a little variant called the PM MD63. So Romania has been making AKMs for a long time. They first started making 16-inch AKMs back in the early 60s, around 1963, with the MD63, and then had a bunch of variants later on. They even made 545, they even made some 556. Interestingly enough, around 1990, a little bit before 1990, they wanted a short commando carbine 7.62, and what they came up with was the PM 90. Basically, what you know as a Draco with the short barrel threaded 14x1, it would have actually had a crutch folder, like a side folding crutch stock. I've actually got one. I run it on my Draco all the time. It's been in a bunch of videos. I know I've got some pictures and videos. Hopefully you're seeing those now. And we would have started to see the dong featured on that short barrel. Now the dong lower handguard is kind of a meme at this point, but Romania put them on a lot of guns, a lot of full-size guns, some 545 guns, but they look really cool on the short PM90s, and not every PM90 had a dong. Some had palm swell handguards, some had just the smooth handguards, all wood. But that gun was eventually made in 1990 and fielded. They even made 545 versions. I believe they called it the PM94, which virtually the same gun, just takes 545, and Romania even went a step farther. They even made steel 545 mags, which are pretty cool looking in those little Dracos. So the point is, Romania was already making that gun. They were already making that barrel length, that gas block, that version of an AK. So that decades later, when America really started importing a lot of AKs and had a massive love affair with Romanian AKs, the Wasser is kind of like the AK import of all time in America. There's so many of them, and most people that don't even know about AKs, you've heard of a Wasser. Well, in the mid-2000s, Dracos started coming in, and a lot of people didn't know that Dracos were based off the Romanian PM90, or as I like to call it, the Romanian Commando. Those all would have had a fixed tang AKM rear trunnion, like this. You can put a fixed stock on it, The crutch folder, no underfolder, no aimer stock. Those are completely different trunnions, but there were all those different variations of the old PM MD63. But yeah, that's basically why Romania has the tooling and the capability to make what you see here. They were already doing it for little shorty commandos with various stock options. Eventually, Sentry started importing a 922R compliant import capable pistol called the Draco with a 12-inch barrel. It had no way to put a stock on it, but because it's imported as a pistol, it doesn't have to have all the American parts that rifles that get imported have to have. It can come in true to form. So what you actually get when you buy a Romanian Draco is a real deal Romanian import with a factory cold hammer forged chrome line of Romanian barrel and all Romanian parts. And for the longest time, Dracos were kind of looked at as like kind of shitty short wassers way back when we didn't really know all that much about AKs. Now people understand that Dracos are like little diamonds in the rough. They are awesome guns with all the right parts, with really good Romanian parts that will last 30, 40, 50,000 rounds. And they were super cheap for the longest time. All they need is a little bit of paperwork and a stock, which is what I did. I turned mine into an SBR, and I've got so many stock options. I can put dongs on, reverse dongs, regular palm swell handguards, or whatever, and you have basically an AK-104 that we have at home. A little 12-inch combo block Romanian Commando that is honestly my favorite AK that I freaking own, and it is very cool that it is based on an actual military firearm in Romania. It wasn't just made for the commercial American market like so many imports are. So yeah, technically a Draco is more Romanian than a Wasser or any other full-length rifle that ever came in from Romania. Because it's a pistol, it can come in with every Romanian part that it left the factory with. And of course, here's the big brother to the Draco, a full-size Romanian AKM. This is actually a Romy 63 kit, made in the same factory, probably around the same time. So yeah, since we have it, why don't we go ahead and do a little dump. Weird cadence at first, but then we shifted into second, dropped it in third, and sped up. Yeah, man, that is the full-size version. Yeah, all the parts are interchangeable. The stock, the grip, the handguards, the muzzle device, the trigger, all interchangeable with the Draco. Not the gas tube and the gas system, so the gas piston's a different size. Let me show you side by side what that looks like. So if you were to put these sight post to sight post, you'll see the gas system is shorter. This is a Romanian AKM. To my right, to my left is the Draco. Both Romanian, both AKMs, both made in the same factory, but you'll see the little Draco has not only a different gas block and different barrel length, but the gas system is physically smaller, and you cannot use an AKM gas tube on a Draco, but the upper handguards are interchangeable and the lowers. Just not a lot of people know that. I know this is kindergarten stuff for some of you OGs, but yeah, different gas system. Another little fun fact about Dracos most people don't know is the rear sight leaf. It's actually scaled for 500 meters when most full-length AKMs will go out to 8 to 10, meaning 1,000 meters. The little Draco sights only go to 5. Kind of a neat little thing. Short barrel, shorter sights. At least that's what they're calibrated for. Fun fact, you know what's cool about 7.62x39 and short barrels? 7.62 reaches full powder burn out of about 10.5 inches of barrel length, meaning out of a 12-inch barrel, you've got full powder burn, almost full velocity out of the round, so you're really getting almost everything you can out of the round while having a very short barrel. That's the beauty. It's kind of like 300 Blackout. It was optimized for short barrels. 7.62x39 works extremely well out of short barrels, giving you a light, nimble, maneuverable package while really not losing hardly any velocity. In fact, a 12-inch barrel compared to a 16-inch barrel, AKM like a Wasser, you're losing like less than 200 feet per second going all the way down to 12 inches. That is why AKs and 7.62 make awesome SBRs, especially around that 10.5 to 12-inch barrel length. The bullet loves that barrel. My Draco I bought from Atlantic Firearms, man, maybe like 10 years ago. This thing has been on my channel since day one. I've had this thing a long, long time. It was one of my very first SBRs, and it is a forever gun. I will never get rid of this thing. I love it. I got this thing back when Dracos were still a little slept on. So back in the day, Atlantic Firearms was actually taking some Dracos, and they were doing little mods like chroming the bolts and carriers. That's why my bolt, it's a little dirty. My bolt and carrier are actually chrome lined, not something you can get factory anymore. It's just something cool Atlantic used to do back then. I never see them do it anymore, but I'm glad that I got one that had that. It makes this Draco very unique. Another really cool thing you will not see on Dracos, something Atlantic was doing, they were installing optic rails. My Draco actually has an AKM optic rail, so I can run freaking optics on this thing, something you can't do on any actual Romanian Draco without having a gunsmith actually rivet this on the side of the receiver. It allows me to not have to run Ultimax or Ateros or rail top covers. I can keep everything bone stock factory and put like a really nice RS Regulate optic mount on there with like a Trijicon RMR. Looks really cool on this gun. So clearly this is an SBR now. I sent this thing off to M13 Industries and he did a lot of work on it. He pulled out that flat back end cap that all Dracos come with and actually put in an AKM single tang trunnion. Can't see it because it's got tape on it, but it's got the 2 screws just like you would see on a Wasser. And now I can run factory AKM stocks and the really cool Romanian crutch folder. I know I've got some pictures or some video I'll roll across the screen. Looks perfect on this gun and really is the clone correct stock. If you're going to go for the PM MD63 kind of commando look, you got to have the crutch folder, and I do have it for this gun. It's even color matched to the gun. I have a Cerakote job done by 11 Mile, kind of distressed. You don't really notice it right away. But yeah, while all my other AKs rust, this one never rusts. The Cerakote really does a good job of keeping it nice and fresh and new. I don't remember where I got this dong, but this is the most perfect blonde dong. It is in beautiful shape. I've got a really worn out, beat up trench art set of furniture for this thing that I put on sometimes, but this is a really nice Romanian stock, really nice kind of sunburst Romanian upper handguard, very blonde, and a blonde dong. This shade of dong you really never see. I know there's going to be so many, that's what she says, but you usually see like the really dark, oil-filled, saturated, old surplus Romanian dong lowers. This one seems to not be so oil-soaked and still has that really rich, kind of vibrant orange, yellowy color and looks really, really good. Contrasts really well with the Cerakote job. Little ALG action, highly polished. The factory Draco safety, I just think looks so good. It's tuned. It locks in really nice and tight, doesn't wiggle around like some of my other guns, and is very smooth to actuate. Got a little K&S front sight post in there. You see how thin it is? Really nice, accurate gun on irons. And the biggest thing I did to this, and the biggest problem with a lot of these Dracos, is the barrel. Dracos, unfortunately, are kind of notorious for having non-concentric barrels. A lot of the short Romanian guns just seem to be really bad about it. Mine was no different. So mine had the original Cold Hammer Forged chrome line barrel from Romania. John noticed when he was doing the work that he put a Wolverine on this thing, and the concentricity was so bad, it would still send around straight down the side of a Wolverine. And Wolverines are meant for AKs with bad concentricity, and this thing would have destroyed a Wolverine. So I'm like, damn, the whole reason I really wanted to SBR this gun, I wanted to put suppressors on it. So he talked me into doing a barrel swap, so we did. We put a brand new barrel in it. He did the crown, he did the threading. It's totally concentric now, so now I can run all different kinds of muzzle devices. I actually have this thing threaded 1/2x28, so I've got a lot more meat underneath the threads, and it's worked out great. Right now I got a JMac 360 on there with a Plan B mount, and I actually can't get this off. It's super tight. I don't have my tools, so it's just going to stay on, but it's allowed me to run my Serbian Zvuk suppressor, which has honestly become like one of the coolest suppressors. The weight's so good, the back pressure is just like not there, it's quiet. It's so freaking light on this gun and looks very like comm block. It looks very Wolverine, very PBS1. And I've never had it on this gun, and it suppresses very well on this gun. Oh man, it shoots suppressed so freaking well. We do have the K&S piston on the inside, so we can open and close our gas. So what I like about my Draco is, at first glance, it looks like a very tradish short barrel AK. You have tunable gas, you have a modern thread pitch, concentric barrel, you can suppress it, you have a modern trigger, the safety's tuned, you can put optics on it. It's like fully freaking loaded. And I bet you all in, not including the tax stamp, all in, I'm probably between 12 to 1500 bucks in this thing. Granted, this was years ago when I had it put together. I doubt you could do that now, but basically doubled the cost of the base gun. And look at what I have. I have an awesome, good looking, but very well shooting, very capable AK for like 1500 bucks. You know, let's call it 17 if you include the tax stamp, whatever. It's awesome. And I just can't say enough about Dracos. Hell yeah. Little modern JMac 360 action on the Draco. Woo. Damn. And like a lot of their modern stuff, it's a suppressor mount. This one happens to be for Plan B. Ooh, man, that shoots good. Nice. All right. You actually can retain a cleaning rod with a Draco. It holds it pretty good. Sometimes you gotta bend them. Not all Dracos come with them. If you do end up getting a Draco, buy a normal AKM cleaning rod, just measure it, cut the end off, stick it in there, and leave it. It really completes the look. I think every AK that has a way to hold a cleaning rod should have one. It looks a little naked without, so yeah. Just look at that front end, dude. Awesome. Hey man, that's what a Draco is. Modeled off the old MD63 Romanian Commando and sold to us Americans with no weight amount of stock. In pistol form, meaning it is a real deal import, untouched by American hands, ready for you to put a tax stamp on, put a stock on it, and you have a really freaking cool Romanian gun. That's all I have for you, everyone. I really appreciate you watching, and I appreciate the GITM YouTube channel kind of inspiring me to make this Draco video. It literally made me pull this thing out of the safe, put some wood on it, and just want to go shoot it. So I thought while I was here, let's make a video. Let's just talk about Dracos and why they're so damn cool and why you shouldn't sleep on them and why I hope we never lose that import. It's honestly a really cool, real deal Romanian import that, hey, if they ever go away, Dracos will gain value. Remember in COVID, Dracos were selling for like 1,200 bucks. You should buy a Draco. All right, that's all I have for you. We'll see you guys at Kalash Bash, and we'll see you next week on whatever video comes out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.